Oh, goodness gracious. So what do you do when the people who raised you lie about who you are?
Or when the siblings you love steal the chance at the future you've worked your whole life for?
So today's stories are really personal. They're painful, and they're exactly the kind of stories that we want to tell to you guys, because the reality is nobody wants to say them out loud.
Which is why we're going to
Wrestle these stories. Just know you're in the right place if that's what you want to listen to. So yeah, welcome to Unqualified Opinions.
Episode 8.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Wow, that was interesting. I was like, he won't do scissors twice. Look at that. Fair and square. I won. Show my gun.
So she still cheated somehow.
He's such a sore loser, guys. That's why he has such big muscles. He's got to hide his feelings in his muscles. Oh, he's in you. Anywho, so today's stories, we've got 3 of them. It looks like they all have updates, more or less.
Oh, who doesn't love a story with an update?
I love them. But we'll start right off. I don't know that that's the right sentence, but I'll go with it. Today's story 1. Jesus Christ. That's when you say my name's John, not Jesus.
Yes, my name's John. Not Jesus. I keep telling her that. Hopefully we won't lose any followers for that one.
Am I the asshole for confronting my parents about a 30-year-old secret I wasn't supposed to know?
Bam, bam, bam.
I, 35 female, my entire life I've known something felt off. I don't look like either of my parents. I'm taller, different features, different skin tone. It was a running joke in our extended family that I must have been switched at birth. Last year, I took a DNA test on a whim. Guys, if this is another DNA test that they don't know genetics, that is not our fault, okay? Anyways.
It's not on us, but it sounds like he might be the milkman's kid.
My parents didn't show up as biological relatives at all. Turns out they adopted me. But here's the kicker. They never told me. Assholes. Well, I confronted them. My mom cried immediately. My dad just sat there, silent. They admitted it. They adopted me when I was a baby, but agreed not to tell me to protect me. I asked, why? Why let me grow up feeling like a stranger in my own family? They had no real answer, just that they were afraid I'd feel less loved. I told them that lying for 33 years doesn't make me feel loved. It made me feel betrayed. I walked out. Now the whole family is blowing up. Cousins are messaging me saying I'm being ungrateful and pushing the people who gave me everything. But I don't think I'm the asshole here. I'm grieving a life I didn't know I had.
Yeah, what's that update?
Update. After 3 months of no contact, I finally met up with my parents for dinner. They brought a photo album, one I've never seen. Letters from the adoption process, my birth mother's first note. I cried the whole way through it. So did they. We're rebuilding, slowly, but I told them the truth. I can love them and still be angry. I can be their daughter and still need answers. Well.
Yeah. As someone who has 4 adopted brothers and sisters, 2 of each, the parents are the assholes for not telling them. The kids should always have the right to know that they're adopted. I don't think that's fair at all.
Oh man, it's such a loaded story, you guys. I was expecting it to be longer, but here we are. So, I'm always conflicted here. You know, there's always conflict in my brain. I understand why the parents did not outright tell her that she was adopted. In fact, I have a friend, an old family friend, who did have an adopted child that they never told them.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Excuse my French.
And part of it is the guilt of the ideology behind them feeling like they didn't belong or like they weren't truly mom and dad. And I understand both sides here. As messed up as it is that they're doing it to protect them, but really, are you protecting them from anybody but your fear of how they're going to react? The reality is you're not protecting them. And I don't think mom and dad are going to love them any less just because she knew she was adopted. In fact, I think that, like, she needed to know. It was her right to know. I think they took that away from her. I obviously am not sure if my friend's family ever decided to tell them.
And how they know?
Well, I knew because I was told, but they don't know. Or at least they didn't know.
No,
So if they know now, I don't know.
Regardless of what the fears are, that's no different than you and I being married and the kids being younger when that happened and me telling them I'm their dad and not their stepdad. There's no difference in not telling you adopted a child. There's zero difference. It's the same thing as having step parents. Like, yes and no. It's the same thing as me being a step parent to your children and versus us lying to them and telling them that I'm their dad.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of a, what's the word? An identity trauma that they sort of protected their daughter from, to be honest, by not telling her, due to protecting her. And part of that, as an adult, you can, I think, regulate through those feelings a little bit better. I think that might have been more so what they were protecting. They were protecting their daughter growing up in these phases, in these chapters where that...
But she was confused about her identity. It didn't protect anything.
You're not wrong. I mean, again, I'm conflicted. I understand both sides, and I'm not totally on either. I definitely don't think Poster is the asshole for confronting her parents. Absolutely. Good on you. Like,
yeah, definitely not the asshole. The parents are the assholes.
Yeah, they should have, at some point, set you down. I mean, you're 33 years old. At this point, yes, you should absolutely know if that was the case. But I am proud of Poster and family that they are, like, leaning into the hurt, right? They're leaning into the hurt. They're leaning into, hey, look, hey, it's out in the open. Let's show you everything we have. Let's work through this. And I think that says a lot about their family too. I think that, yes, they acknowledge that they messed up, but now they're accepting and they're wanting to continue to grow with their daughter, even if they're biologically not each other's parents and kid. But I think this is a happy ending despite the fact that it was a rude awakening.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad she found out and confronted her parents about it, but I don't know if any listeners out there have adopted children and didn't tell them. Again, as someone who has 4 adopted brothers and sisters, they should know. They're still going to have identity crisis. My brother had issues with not looking like the rest of us, even though he knew he was adopted. Now imagine him not knowing he was adopted and having those same issues still. I feel like they would have been compounded.
If you found out that you were adopted at 33, would you forgive your parents?
Yeah, I feel like I'd be mad at them for a little while for not telling me, but they're still my parents. They're still the people I grew up with.
Would you try to
regardless.
search for the family that you thought that you didn't know you had?
Yeah, I think most adopted children do that regardless.
You know what's interesting about that too is that there are some adoptive parents that intentionally do a closed adoption so that they don't find out each other, because of also the moral guilt it is that some parents go through for having to give up their children. Which again, I hold no judgment on
Yes, but
those
closed
that do that
adoptions
too.
are only closed until they're 18, I believe.
Really?
I think so.
That's wild. See,
I'm not
I don't know that
100%,
because
again, unqualified, but I feel like
we don't know the legal
I feel
system.
like that's what I remember learning when my parents were in the process of adopting those 4 children. For reference, I am the oldest of 7. 3 of us are biological to my parents, and then they adopted 4 other children. 3 of which were after I had already graduated from high school, moved out. 2 of them are half brother and sister, and the other 2 are not related at all. When my parents were doing that, again, we adopted my oldest adopted brother, who's younger than me. They're all younger. I don't know how to, but anyway, yeah, I feel like I remember learning those things during that process. So
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. It's a lot for all parties involved, and like I said, like putting your child up for adoption to begin with is very hard. So imagine a child growing up, finding out she's adopted, and then finding out their parents didn't want to give them the information in case they wanted to find them. Like that's, we don't know those details, and like that probably adds to that whole we were trying to protect you too. But yes, at the very least, she should have known by 18. Very least.
yeah, because I feel like there was also issues. I don't think any of them have looked for their birth parents, but I know my parents had issues getting my sisters, the youngest of all of us, getting her like social security card and stuff like that, because that information that was a closed adoption, I believe. So there were issues, but they were able to get it. So once she turned 18, so I feel like there's something there when they turn 18
that changes in the system. That's interesting. The more you know, and obviously, guys, if you've been in the system, if you want to shine light on circumstances that maybe like you guys know of within the system or the logistics behind it, like please feel free to comment and let us know. Like we're here to also learn as much as we're here to judge. Just kidding.
Yeah,
With
I could
love.
be totally wrong. This is stuff I feel like I remember learning about during that process, but I could be
Yeah, and obviously
completely off.
things change in the States, things change over time. Like a lot of things change. It's been a while since that process, you went through that process or your parents went through that process. So obviously things could also could have changed. I don't have the date to when this story was posted, unfortunately. So also it could have been a very long time ago. Could have been yesterday. I don't know. But moral of the story, I think the consensus is posting or not the asshole for confronting your parents. We're in agreement here that like I think it was necessary. Like it was something you weren't supposed to know, but really you had every right to know. That's the reality.
A few minutes later.
And we're back again. Once again, yet to do due to technical difficulties. So anyway, on to story 2.
Yes.
Am I the asshole for not giving my kidney to my twin brother?
No. What is this? A sister's keeper? Wait, what?
My twin brother and I, 28 male, have had a complicated relationship. We're identical, same face, same blood, but wildly different lives. I went to college, started a business. He partied, got arrested twice, lived off our parents for years. 6 months ago, he went into kidney failure. He's on the transplant list, but it's moving slow. Our mom called me in tears, begging for me to get tested. I did, and I'm a match. And I said no. Everyone lost their minds. My parents called me selfish. My brother called me a waste of a second chance. They said I'm letting him die. But the truth is, he's always treated me like garbage. He stole from me, slept with my college girlfriend, mocked me for being boring. And now I'm supposed to risk my body, my future, and my life for him? It sounds cold, but I want to give my kidney to someone who deserves to live. A kid, a parent, a stranger even. Not him.
Ouch.
This does come with an update.
Go for it.
After going public with my intent to donate anonymously, I got matched with a 14-year-old boy from Michigan. He's stable now. His mom wrote me a letter that shattered me. My family still won't speak to me, but I feel peace I've never felt before.
Oh my God. That is wild. Poster, I don't know. I'm going to say it. I think you're the asshole, but I understand. And welcome. This is Kitty Cat Lana. Anyways. Yeah, why would you give your kidney to somebody who doesn't treat you well? I wouldn't. I get you. I'm not judging you. You are not the asshole there. And the expectation of family to expect you to say yes is also kind of that catch-22. While yes, you don't want your brother to die, even if you had a shitty relationship with each other, no, you don't want to be the one to give him the kidney. But also he's still on the list. Like, it's not end all be all. There's still a chance. But also
Can't you
he's
live
made.
with one kidney?
Yeah, I do
Sorry,
believe
that was
so.
probably mean, but I wasn't meant to be mean. I was just asking him.
That's also possible. Maybe he already only has one kidney. But also, exactly, his life choices have been pretty shitty from what it sounds like. So, yeah, having that expectation there. But also, donating your kidney to a stranger, you don't know what kind of life they've had. So you're essentially picking a stranger that may have had the same life, if not worse.
Oh, yeah, so he
towards
donated
your
a
brother.
kidney. So that means he only had one.
Because he
after
did
he
donate.
donated.
Yeah, he donated.
Maybe the brothers, both of his kidneys were
Yeah,
failing,
there
and
has
he's
to
gonna
be
give him
something there,
one.
clearly.
Sorry, I don't know the medical part of that.
But he did say it was donated to a 14-year-old boy from Michigan. So, also maybe just the idea of giving it to a child was better suited for him. Hey, it's your body. Do what you want with it. If you didn't want to donate it to your brother because he's a shithead, a shit ass, a shithead, then by all means, do the do. Like, who are we to judge you? But, like, are you the asshole? Yes and no. I mean, you still donated it, so clearly you were okay with letting go of a kidney. The fact that you just donated to somebody else other than your brother, makes you a little bit of an asshole, but yeah, also you're entitled to be that asshole if you want to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that one. Because in all reality, yeah, you don't know what circumstances led to the brother to have kidney failure, if it was genetic, if it was due to his partying.
Or his drugs.
And yeah, he was kind of a shithead. But, maybe potentially giving him a second shot at life may have changed him. But you won't know because you took that opportunity away from him. So I don't know. Not sure here.
That's interesting that you say that. How do you know he was even changing at all?
No, I'm saying sometimes after something like that, people do change. And the only way you would have known is if you had given him the kidney.
Fair enough.
So I don't know. I don't know how to answer this one.
Oh no. He's at an impasse?
Yes.
Oh no. You really got him there. You got him in the heartstrings.
Yeah, that's a hard
All right,
one
why
for
don't
me.
you guys let us know what you think there? Because if we're here, we can't make an agreement here. We're kind of like, he's conflicted, and, well, I've concluded that you are an asshole, but in a good way. Yeah, you still donated your kidney. And at the end of the day, it's your body, your choice. So,
Yeah. Story 3?
yeah, let's go for it. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my sister move in after she got evicted, even though I have the space? I feel like this touches on our heartstrings.
Yeah, you're dealing with a similar, not you personally, yes, you personally, but, in your family.
And yours as well.
Oh, yeah.
I, 35 female, bought a house 2 years ago. It was a huge deal for me. I worked 2 jobs for a decade and finally made it happen. My sister, 30 female, has always struggled financially. Some of it, it's bad luck. Some of it is just her. She jumps from job to job, dates terrible people, and lives in a constant state of chaos. Last month, she got evicted. She asked to move in with me, just for a few weeks, but I said no. She called me heartless, said I was letting my own blood be homeless. My mom said I was acting better than the rest of us, now that I had a house. But I know how this goes. A few weeks becomes 6 months. She brings drama, she drains me, she doesn't clean, pay rent, or respect boundaries. Oh! I work too hard for this piece, and I won't burn my life down to rescue someone who won't swim. Am I the asshole? There is an update. She moved in with a friend. They lasted 2 weeks before her friend kicked her out. Then she went to her aunt's. Same story. Eventually, she checked into a transitional housing program. And now she's in therapy, got a job, started paying off debt. She sent me a message last week. Thank you for saying no. You saved my life by letting me hit bottom.
So not the asshole. That's pretty easy one there.
Oh, family.
Yeah.
It's hard because while I agree, you have no reason to say yes to someone who you've seen is destroying their life and breaking it apart. It's not your responsibility to save somebody who's not swimming. I get that. I agree. But on another side of the token, that's your sister. And I only say this out of reference to my own personal story, right? Very similarly, I had that happen and I did say yes. And I actually rather respected the time that they spent with me, right? In my case, right?
Mm-hmm.
She cleaned up. She watched my girls when I needed somebody to watch them. She picked them up from school when I was working. She really did help me as a single mother, out. Do you know what I mean? And I am grateful for that. And then she wanted to leave, which is great. I love that. She does want to have her independent life. So I respect that, and my door is open for when she wants, if she wants to come back. If she doesn't, granted, that's a different story because she's fighting with my siblings about it. I am the youngest of 3 siblings, so a lot of the time, I will say that they take care of my mom. So they're also in the same city, whereas I am in a different city altogether and typically traveling. So it's also hard to take care of my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I mean? That's why it doesn't get placed on me. But also, they're all married and they all have homes and all that stuff. So why is the single mother of 2 kids taking in our mom? Just saying. It's just kind of like a catch-22. But again, I am grateful that I did say yes. I really did need a little bit of help with extra hands, and she was more than willing. Granted, everybody has their stuff, and there were things that did annoy me, but at the end of the day, she was doing the best that she can, and that's something that that we have to acknowledge when we are helping other people, right? So I don't think you're the asshole for saying no. I respect your peace as much as I respect my own. And she did say thank you for saying no, because without hitting rock bottom, she wouldn't have realized that she needed to climb back up and get her shit together. So
Yeah.
that's great. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, babe?
I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself on this one.
Oh.
I agree that she is not the asshole. You know your family, and unfortunately, the first people to take advantage of you will be your family. And it's usually not in a good way. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the idea of them being family kind of leads them into we can treat them or we can do whatever we want because they're still going to be family at the end of the day. I think that's what typically happens. Same with the other stories that we've read, the inheritance and which was the other one? I think the inheritance one was a big one where they're like, "Oh, you owe us." No, we don't. You chose to treat us this way, or you chose to do this. I don't know you shit. Thank you for raising me. So yeah, no, I definitely understand. It's definitely hard. I don't know. Conflicting for sure. I guess it's a case by case.
Yes, I think you can definitely say that. I would agree.
Yeah. The reality is sometimes the hardest decision you can make is the one that's for yourself, right? And for your peace. So, anywho, so whether it's giving a kidney, protecting your peace, or, a question that shatters the life you knew, or the life you once knew, we want to hear your stories. We want to know what your thoughts are, your stories. Share with us thoughts, stories. Please like, subscribe, follow, comment. We have a TikTok, Sasha and John, and our YouTube, shayandjent@gmail.com. That's our email in case you guys want to send us your stories. We can do it anonymously. We can put your names on it. Up to you. We don't care. We're just here to read stories and tell you what our unqualified opinions are.
Yes, and they are very unqualified. No, but seriously, yeah, we could use a little bit more love on the socials. That'd be great. Like, comment, share, spread the word, tell your friends, the whole nine.